Howdy folks, I'm Instigator Ice, incriminatingly implicating impassive imps.
I'm Amber.
And here are more impassive imps for us to incriminate, because apparently we're just bad like that. Let's get started. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Not Helping My Boyfriend with His Broken Down Car? Long time lurker here, I'm here to figure out if I'm in the wrong. I'm a 36-year-old female and my boyfriend is a 32-year-old male of 2 years and is a bit on the irresponsible side and immature side. We had very different upbringings. He is upper middle class and lived at home until moving in with me last year, while I've had a very rough childhood and moved out 2 weeks after turning 18. So he wasn't really forced to grow up as fast as I was. This comes out in different ways, but the most recent way is his car. His car broke down 5 months ago and needs fairly simple parts to be repaired, but he has just let it sit for the past 5 months. We use my car for everything, which irks me, and I have told him that I don't like him using my car all day or that we have to use it all the time. But he usually reverts to that he doesn't have the money to fix it. We do have a large income gap though. He makes about $30,000 to my $150,000, so I pay for everything. His only expenses are his cell phone and his car insurance. I pay rent, utilities, food, internet, and all of the household expenses. His job is intermittent, and he is crew in the entertainment industry. So he has an upcoming job that will require him to be out of town for 3 days. I told him that he is not taking my car and leaving me stranded for 3 days. Do I have any super important places to go? Not really, but it's my car. I paid for it. I would like to use it when I want. He got very sad looking and apologized that he doesn't make very much money, which made me feel horrible. But the thing is this, the part that he needed to fix his car is $200 and he can put it in himself. He recently bought $100 to $70 headphones, 2 video games that were $130, and more random stuff that he just didn't need. $50 here, $100 there. He also keeps telling me about his investment accounts that he's opened. So he had the money, he just chose to spend it on fun things and opening a Charles Schwab account when he doesn't have Charles Schwab money, rather than his car. When I brought that up, he said that he didn't have a reason until now to get his car fixed, and now he doesn't have the money. I honestly think that he was waiting around for me to buy the part for him. And now he says that I'm jeopardizing his job by not letting him use my car because now he doesn't have time to get it fixed and he doesn't have the money. He says that partners help each other and that we're supposed to be a partnership. But to me, a partner doesn't constantly use their girlfriend as a safety net because they're irresponsible. Am I the jerk here? All right, folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk. I mean, it's very clear that he is irresponsible with money. He needs someone to sit down with him and help him work out a budget. But that is not your fault that he blew all the money. Like him trying to pin it on you as you're jeopardizing my job. No, he's jeopardizing his job. He knew he was going to need a vehicle eventually for getting to these places, and he repeatedly chose to prioritize everything else and keep using OP's vehicle.
Yeah. How much is he spending on insurance if he doesn't have any money left after his $30,000 a year? OP is buying everything and he's just sitting on 30 grand a year, before taxes. But I mean, good chance that, he isn't even paying that much in the way of taxes if they're not filing jointly or anything like that.
Well, I might feel differently too if he was actually contributing to the household.
Oh, yeah.
But it seems like almost all his income goes straight to fun, and OP has given some very concrete examples where he chose to buy fun things when he could have used that money toward the part.
Yeah.
And if she buys it now and bails him out now, then that only is going to incentivize him to keep doing this in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest issue here is his car is his responsibility. They've already established that, and he's refusing to uphold his end of things, and he's trying to make even more things OP's responsibility. And that's not what a good partner does. A good partner should be helping to lighten the load on their partner, not adding more to their burden.
Yeah, I wonder what OP is actually getting out of this relationship. He's not contributing financially. He might even be a financial drain, at least in terms of, the utilities and food. what actually is he bringing to the table? And not that everyone needs to bring monetary value to a relationship, but is he pulling his weight in other ways, or is OP basically acting like a surrogate mother to him?
Yeah. I really hope that he's actually pulling his weight with the chores around the
I hope
house.
so. But with how he is, I don't get warm fuzzies about this.
Like if he does things like repair her
Yeah.
car, or if he, because it sounds like he's handy, repair things around the house, do his chores, he may be making up for a lot of things where he isn't necessarily spending money, and so those things can't be overlooked. But if he's just sitting around all day playing video games, while she's out working hard, this isn't a fair setup, and I really hope she isn't being taken advantage here.
Yeah, so like if he actually is contributing to the relationship in some form, it might be worth having him sit down, work out a budget with him, get him to start saving money, and have like a specific budget for his entertainment and whatnot.
Hmm.
But he's gonna, of course, have to agree to that. But if he's really doing nothing and just kind of being a resource drain and an energy drain, then it may be time to cut your losses.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that if OP is required to pay for this, then she should sit down and rework the finances with
Hmm.
them so that they can have things split, equitably between them. That way, she isn't always having all of the money taken from her, right?
Yeah, well, and if she does, like, have him pay her back on a payment plan or something, or out of his next
Hmm.
paycheck, like, have a very clear deadline, have it in writing, and if the time comes and he still hasn't paid up, then it's time for him to pay or go.
Yeah. And I mean, I understand his frustration. $30,000 a year isn't a lot of money,
Hmm.
but it is a lot of money when you have no other expenses.
Right, and it's like he was living with his parents before. It doesn't sound like he was paying them any money, so it's if he's had a $30,000 a year income ever since like college, then like he's had some opportunity to save and he
Hmm.
still has no savings net, no nothing. He just doesn't know how to save anything.
Yeah. So I just think he spends his money like water.
Hmm.
But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for not selling my car even though my fiance refuses to sit in the front seat because my ex sat there? Hi everyone, I'm a 27-year-old male, engaged to my fiancée, a 26-year-old female. And while we're preparing for our wedding, something recently came up that has left me confused and conflicted. I want to know if I'm in the wrong here, or if her reaction is unreasonable. Here's the issue. My fiancée refuses to sit in the front seat of my car because my ex used to sit there. She says that it makes her uncomfortable and it makes her feel like she is taking what's someone else's. Instead, she insists on sitting in the back whenever we go somewhere, which honestly feels strange to me, like I'm some kind of chauffeur. I offered to sell the car if it truly bothers her, but she told me not to because it would feel like she's forcing me to do something. However, she still won't sit in the front seat and avoids interacting with anything related to my past relationships. This is part of a bigger pattern. She mentioned multiple times that she doesn't want to do things that I've done with my ex, like cuddling on the couch during a movie or visiting places that I've been before. I try to be understanding of her feelings, but I'm starting to feel like I'm being held responsible for my past, which I can't change. It's also confusing because she keeps in touch with her own ex, occasionally texting or calling him, which I have no issue with as I trust her. Whenever these situations come up, she tends to withdraw emotionally, avoiding physical affection, not saying goodnight or being distant. While I love her and I want to work through this, I'm starting to feel like I'm walking on eggshells around her emotions, especially when they're tied to things that I can't control, like the past. All right, folks, what do you think?
Honestly, I think it's time to reevaluate this relationship. Like, OP, you care about her deeply, but the way she's acting is not okay. Like, if they've been intimate with other people before, like, does she not realize, like, the whole, like, not cuddling with him on the couch because he's cuddling with someone on the couch before, not riding in the car, like, has he ever given a ride to a friend in the passenger seat? Like, it's not like you're inhabiting someone else's body when you sit in the passenger seat of their car.
I think that the girlfriend would be wise to go to therapy and start
Hmm.
working through these issues. These are clearly um, there's something going on here. This almost feels like it's compulsive type behavior where she refuses to do something because of some kind of like compulsion. And if that is the case, then the person who's going to be able to help her out is a therapist. And I think that that would be really a good first step. There needs to be good communication. And if he's too afraid to say something to her because she'll shut down like this, then you can't be in a relationship with that.
No.
I mean, every single time an issue comes up, they can essentially hold you emotional blackmail over your head, right?
Right. And so even if she is struggling psychologically and needs help, you don't have to stay in a relationship with her. Like, it's clear she's not in a position where she can be in a healthy relationship.
Yeah. So I think that it almost feels like it's either like some kind of compulsion. I'm going to kind of backtrack a little bit, or that she's just making excuses for things that she doesn't want to do.
That's the word I was thinking because of the whole gray rocking stuff.
Yeah.
But it could also be the other way around, like you were saying. I hadn't even thought of the possibility that it was really psychological until you brought that up.
Yeah.
'Cause I assumed with how manipulative she was being otherwise, but it's still possible that she has bad coping mechanisms and is struggling psychologically.
So I really hope that they can work through this, or he can find a new partner, because she's not being a very good partner right now. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And FinnSkate93 says, this is kind of hilarious. She's not bothered by her being literally on you when you were together with your ex. She is ridiculous. Run to the hills. And OP replies, yeah, the hypocrisy is strong with this one. And Britt 125812345678 says, from your previous posts, your fiance is most definitely possessive and controlling. Why is she still in contact with her ex? Most likely she's going to cheat or say that it was your fault for whatever reason. Just leave, it's not worth it. And OP replies, she says that she wants to be in touch with her ex because he helps her with accountancy exam revisions. And Sam Rye says, not the jerk, welcome to your future if you marry her. Every decision and destination and food and restaurant and activity and leisure spot will have to be examined for the malign presence of the ex. This will never get better, only worse. Now imagine that you do the same to her with her ex. Every place that they went together is taboo. But I guess not, according to the post. Her ex is okay, yours is out. I guess she won't be intimate with you because your ex presumably was also intimate with you. Time to get while the getting is good. Also, before you are baby trapped or living together. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, am I a jerk for refusing to house sit for my friend after I found out that they got a cat? I'm a 28-year-old male and I agreed to house sit for my friend Alex, a 30-year-old male, while they were on a week-long vacation. Alex has a dog that I've always loved, and I thought that it would be nice to help them out. I even took some time off from work to make sure that I could give the dog plenty of attention. Well, a few days before Alex left, I went over to get the house key and rundown of what needed to be done. That's when Alex casually mentions, oh, by the way, we got a cat. This caught me off guard because I'm very allergic to cats. Alex knows this, and I've had to leave gatherings early before because of my allergies. I asked why he hadn't told me sooner, and Alex told me that they had forgotten because they only had the cat for about a month. I told Alex that I couldn't stay in their house if they had a cat. Even if I avoided it, the dander would still trigger my allergies. I suggested that they ask someone else or hire a sitter. Alex got defensive, saying that I was leaving them in the lurch right before the trip. I felt bad, but I didn't think that it was fair for Alex to spring this on me the last minute. I offered to check in on the dog daily if they could isolate the cat in another room, but Alex said that wouldn't work. They end up scrambling to find someone else and left for their trip angry at me. A mutual friend later told me that I should have just gotten over it for a week because Alex really needed a break and probably just forgot to mention the cat. I'm starting to feel like I may have overreacted. Am I the jerk? Alright folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk. How are you supposed to get over your allergies for a week? Like, if this person has a magical way to, like, make allergies go away, they need to share that because that could do the world a lot of good.
Yeah, share it with everyone else.
But I'm guessing they do not have a magical cure for allergies, and we're just expecting you to deal with your allergen and be really sick for a week, and that's not an acceptable solution. I'm going out on a limb and guessing that Alex knew OP wasn't going to be amenable to taking care of the cat and waited to spring them on this last minute so they would feel obligated. Because who gets a cat and doesn't like immediately share their cat pictures with like everyone in existence?
Well, and that's the problem I have here too, is it feels very malicious to some degree. And I mean, maybe there's a possibility that this was completely just a short-sighted type of thing. But given that Alex knows that OP is allergic, I think it feels more like Alex doesn't take OP's allergy seriously and just thinks that OP is overreacting and that they would be fine for a week in the house with the cat.
And the thing is, like, a lot of people don't understand the range of allergies. Like, what is a very minor inconvenience to one person can be life-threatening to another. And it's clear that OP's allergies are in the much more severe category.
Category.
Yes. And the fact that they are not respecting OP's health and safety and that they would choose to assume that OP is exaggerating their disability rather than accept that OP has this allergy is really tells you a lot about their character.
Yeah, it sure does. It sure does. And I mean, I feel bad for OP here. I can understand why the friend would be frustrated and having to find a new person to sit, but OP also, if I were Alex though, I would be really apologetic and saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this, blah blah blah. I'll find someone else. This isn't your problem," type of thing.
That's the other thing too, is if it was a genuine, "Oh, I slipped up," why weren't they immediately apologizing?
Yeah.
You know, and being, you know, like, because I can't imagine doing that to a friend and not being like, "Oh, I totally forgot. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I guess we'll have to figure out something else."
Yeah. Alternatively, they could have just found a place for the cat while OP went and stayed at the house. They could have said, "Oh, yeah, we'll go ahead and find another place for the cat for the week while you're house sitting," if this was that important to them, right?
Yeah, although they would have had to deep clean the house to get all the dander and whatnot. The
Yeah,
cat's
well,
been everywhere.
I mean, it seems that OP said that they probably would be fine
To
if they
check on the dog. It sounds like they want OP to stay in the house.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's probably a fair point. I don't know. Poor OP here, though. It's not a great situation. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Ariana Q says, "Not a jerk. I also have allergies to cat dander. I can tolerate neighbors' cats that come over and visit outside, but not in the house. They have had a cat for a month. Its hair and dander are everywhere. They are not planning to make the effort to clean the space for you where a cat was not allowed. Your friend who is saying that you should get over it for a week obviously has no idea what it's like to have streaming eyes and nose, swollen face, and not be able to breathe. They knew for a month before telling you that they needed to find someone else to do it, so any issues are on Alex and his family." And OP replies, "I'm so glad that you can relate. The thing is that his pets are too precious to him, so he wouldn't be comfortable at all with leaving them outside for a week. And therefore, it's not an option either." All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
I had to bury my batteries. They were dead.
Bum, 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 bum. And I have Mega Mint. Put your F's in the chat for the batteries, folks. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Manic Monday, folks. I hope your Monday is off to a great start. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it the headline of a newspaper.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Passenger seats inhabited by previous exes are toxic and cannot be sat in.
Well, folks, I didn't know that before, but now I do. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.